Welcome guys and girls to the Main Event Podcast, the only podcast you need for all your weekly updates, news, information, rumours and entertainment surrounding the WWE. As always, I'm Rizzo, and this time the episode is up on time for once, and I will try to keep up the consistency as we head towards some exciting pay-per-views such as SummerSlam, and before that even Money in the Bank. That's now a good pay-per-view as well. It will be interesting to see what occurs at those events, but first we are continuing the build-up to WWE Payback, which will take place on the 1st of June, and is once again taking place at the All-State Arena in Chicago, Illinois. So as expected, some more matches and information has been released, and I am here to keep you all aware of what is going on episode 27 of the Main Event Podcast, which is the 24th consecutive episode, which is up well in time. As always, to begin the episode, I want to thank the fans and friends of the Main Event Podcast. I truly do appreciate all of your support, however you are showing it, whether you are tweeting it to get people to tune in, or you tune in yourself every week, whether you recommend it to other people. Any and all help is truly appreciated. Hopefully your efforts don't go to waste, but again, if you do find me on Twitter or Facebook, the latter I don't use as much, but still don't hesitate to contact me or add me as a friend or follow, whichever. I'm already having some in-depth conversations with a few followers who are into the WWE. It's refreshing to see what you guys think of the show, your suggestions as well, who you guys like in the WWE, the current product, things like that. So please do get in touch. I'm always interested in what you have to say. Our content, as you know, as you're all listening on different formats, is not only available on YouTube, but those of you that use iTunes on a regular basis, perhaps downloading our podcast off the iTunes store is a better option. As much as we do enjoy the views, we also want you to download the episodes as well. BlackBerry users, you too can check us out in your store, wherever you download podcasts. We should be there. Podomatic.com, we also upload content there, and of course Stitcher.com. You can simply add our podcast to your playlist and listen to us on the go wherever you are. As I said, we love the views, but downloads are equally as important to us. Whether it is 100 listeners, 5 listeners, 2 downloads, 17 downloads, it doesn't matter, because we do this because it's simply our passion. Remember, you can contact us in a variety of ways if you want to, anywhere and every way possible, whether it's suggestions or feedback, or just to tell us know how much you enjoy it. You can like us on Facebook at the Main Event Podcast, send us an email at tmepodcast@gmail.com, and you can, if you want, visit our very own website, www.tme-podcast.com. Hopefully, now that I have more free time, I should be able to upload the site more often, hopefully. So yeah, please do get in touch for anything you want WWE related, and hopefully you do stick with us on our journey to become a top or even a recognizable WWE podcast. Right then, once again, I do have the SmackDown review, the Monday Night Raw review as well. No NXT review this week as it hasn't aired yet in the UK. I wouldn't want to spoil it for those of you that do tune in now. But those of you who do know what's happened, if you read what happened at the tapings, please do let us know what you think of the show this week. Yes, I don't want to give too much spoilers, and of course I've got the news as always, and to finish off the show I have got 2 feature pieces which I have produced myself on for the website I write, just some little topics to discuss which I do want your feedback on. So please do stick around for that. But yeah, what better place to start than SmackDown? I imagine a lot, but nevertheless we have to get through this. Taking place in Greensboro, 16th of May, airing on Friday. Welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. A video package is shown about Daniel Bryan's neck surgery and what led up to this point. To start the night, John Cena comes out to the ring to respond to Bray Wyatt's Last Man Standing challenge at Payback. He says he hopes Daniel Bryan's neck surgery goes well and that he recovers quickly. He says that Bray Wyatt repeated himself, but one thing that stands out to him, that is a Last Man Standing match, he points out that Bray has never been in one of those. He also runs down how the match works. He has had these matches with the tougher superstars to be in the match, and he knows how to win the match. He says that Bray Wyatt is not challenging him to this match because he knows it takes a tough man to beat him. He knows that Bray has no fruity pebbles, I should say. Bray should not be singing that song, but rather be singing he has no pearls in his pants. Good God. He says that Bray has no brain either, but he does accept, like he was going to reject anyway, but still. At Payback, he will be the last man standing. However, what about tonight? Do you want to see a fight, a match? He wants to fight anyone in the Wyatt family, and it's up to Bray Wyatt on who John Cena will face. Finally, Bray Wyatt does interrupt. He says he walks among monsters, sings with spirits, Whoever wins at Payback will be able to conquer all things, but the loser will wonder what could have been. He wants to thank John Cena for helping him with something within him, for finding something he had no clue on what he had inside him. Thank you, Bray Wyatt, for saving the opening of SmackDown. After that, his brother, Bo Dallas, a Bo Lee vignette is shown. He is making his debut this week, which he's already made his debut because SmackDown was on the Tuesday, which we will watch on Friday. So stick around for next week's show to find out how his debut goes down. Jimmy and Jey Uso take on the Rose Brothers in the first match of the night. Towards the end, Cody goes for a disaster kick on Jimmy, but Jey pulls him out of the ring. Cody gets back into the ring. Jimmy then hits a super kick and then a Samoan drop for the win. Your winners, Usos. El Torito versus Heath Slater, as you can expect, a comedy match. Torito hits a springboard moonsault on Heath Slater for the victory. Twice in 2 weeks now. We then see video highlights of the Shield and Evolution feud. What has taken place thus far and what will take place we will get onto a little later. First Divas match of the night, the only Divas match of the night. Nikki Bella takes on Natalya. Eva Marie is the special guest referee, our winner Nikki Bella. Dolph Ziggler's in the back. He shoots a promo about Batista. He says that he said what everyone has been thinking. He said that when Batista came back, he was not what he once was. He failed to evolve. And Dolph Ziggler will not be underestimated tonight before another Bo Lee vignette is shown. Dolph Ziggler versus Batista finally rolls around. Batista nails a blatant low blow on Dolph Ziggler, and Dolph Ziggler gets the victory, albeit via disqualification. Batista does come back into the ring and he hits a Batista bomb on Ziggler after the match. After the commercial break, Titus O'Neil is in the ring with Sheamus. He congratulates Sheamus on being United States Champion, but he points out that Sheamus is not even American, but he is a US champion. He does say, nevertheless, get the hell out of my ring, before Sheamus hits a bro kick on Titus O'Neil for the victory. Titus O'Neil was good there. He did say some other things which were practically borderline racist, I should say, but still entertaining. But yeah, Sheamus did win that match. We go backstage, or to the car park in fact. Byron Saxton is outside of the Exotic Express, Adam Rose's tour bus. He tries to interview Rose. He wants to know what he has against Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger. He says nothing, but they are not fun and they are lemons. Byron is then invited to the party as he happily goes inside the bus. Back inside the ring, Damien Sandow is in the ring, and we find out that he issued an open challenge to Superstars, and Santino Marella answers it. Santino, they both go right after each other. Sandow is on top. He throws and lands right hands, but misses a spear in the corner as Santino hits Sandow with the Cobra for the victory. Santino Marella is your winner. After the match, Sandow does shoot another promo. He talks about if the fans are happy, asking them if they're happy, in fact, of the fact that he's being a good soldier before his microphone is cut off once again. We then head into a commercial break, and after that, Paul Heyman is out. He talks about, he points out that even R-Truth can't handle the truth, which is that Brock Lesnar did break the streak at WrestleMania against The Undertaker, if you did miss that earlier. Cesaro does take on R-Truth. Cesaro hits the uppercut and the neutralizer for the victory. We then get another video package, this time on Daniel Bryan, him being so hurt that he had to get surgery on his neck. Obviously now we know he has had successful surgery, but we are also told that on Monday Night Raw we will find out what is the state of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Will Daniel Bryan keep the title? Stay tuned for the Raw review to find out what did go down. Main event time, the Wyatt family surround John Cena inside the ring, but the Usos are here to make the save, and they, before anything happens, and the odds are even now. Towards the end, Cena dodges Luke Harper, and the Usos make the save as they hit an outside dive, taking out the Wyatt family, which then results in John Cena hitting the Attitude Adjustment on Eric Rowan for the win, before John Cena and Bray Wyatt stare off to end the show. Not the best of SmackDowns, but then again, not the worst. There were some good matches. There were some good promos, as I've said. Sandow was good. Obviously, I'm interested to see what goes down with him. Titus O'Neil as well, he surprised me with what he said. Obviously, he just got squashed again. Paul Heyman as always, brilliant. Bray Wyatt as always, brilliant. All in all, a decent SmackDown. I'll still be generous and give this one a 3 out of 5. This then leads nicely on to Monday Night Raw, which takes place right here in England at the O2 Arena in London, 19th of May. Welcome to Monday Night Raw, and the show begins with the Wyatt family standing inside of the ring. Pure darkness, all you can see is phone flashes, phone lights, which is a pretty cool sight. Bray starts singing, he's got the whole world in his hands. He asks everyone to sing with him and they oblige. He starts singing the song again before saying every night we dream. And that's when our minds start to tick. We start remembering all the travesties that have happened to us, that in dreams we are superheroes and we get our payback. He says then we wake up, and that's when reality sets in. We are superheroes and we go on living our lives like nothing is wrong, but everything is wrong. Bray says that he used to have a teacher that used to look down on him and told him he wouldn't amount to anything in life. Bray says he went up to her and asked her, what is it about you that makes you so much better than me? She told Bray that he is rotten and that he stands for nothing. His teacher told him that she looked in his eyes and told him that he was evil. He says he is happy that the teacher is rotting in some retirement home. Bray says that he has the whole damn world in his hands. The crowd starts singing again really, really loudly. Bray says that that's his payback. He says that the teacher was right about one thing though, he is evil. He says he has to be in balance, he has to be able to balance everything out. He says his tongue is the scorpion's tail and he uses it to make people listen. He says that John Cena plays the hero but everything crumbles around him. He says at Payback this fairy tale will finally end and he will be the last man standing. Bray says that tonight Luke Harper will put John Cena down before John Cena's music cuts him off. They're all looking at the stage waiting for John Cena to arrive. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan get out of the ring, but John Cena gets into the ring from behind, hits Bray with an attitude adjustment before Cena bails out of the ring to get away from Harper and Rowan. Cena does make his way to the back as Bray looks on, telling Bray Wyatt, you can't see me. Solid opening promo from Bray Wyatt, excellent work, credit to the fans as well. We go to the announcers and they show us what transpired last week between Daniel Bryan and Kane. They remind us Daniel Bryan has had successful neck surgery earlier this week and we will find out the state of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship later tonight. Back on Raw, Paul Heyman is in the ring with his client Cesaro. Paul Heyman introduces himself to the England fans. Heyman says that he and Cesaro are the stars and everyone in the crowd are the wannabes. He says everyone should worship the ground his client walks on and worship him. Before he continues, I should point out he proceeds to lay on the canvas and stares at the ceiling. He asks the London crowd who he is. He stops and says, no, I'm not the Queen dying so Charles can be king. He says he's the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Brilliant work from him. Heyman says that Brock Lesnar conquered the streak at WrestleMania. Heyman says that Cesaro will destroy Sheamus tonight. This proceeds to Sheamus' music starting up as he makes his way to the ring. Cesaro versus Sheamus, our first match. Heyman does get on the apron towards the end to distract Sheamus. Cesaro then hits a German suplex and covers Sheamus for the 3 count. He pins the United States champion. After the match, Sheamus goes to shake Cesaro's hand, but Cesaro shrugs him. Tongue twister. But Cesaro shrugs him off and leaves the ring. Back on Raw, we are starting a series of beat the clock matches to see who will be the new number 1 contender for Bad News Barrett's Intercontinental Championship. The first match is between Big E as he takes on Ryback. Big E lifts Ryback up and connects with a big ending for the 3 count at 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Back on Raw, we are joined by R-Truth and the Funkadactyls. R-Truth will be teaming with Naomi, I think it is, I don't even know, as they take on Fandango versus Fandango and Layla. Before the match even begins, we hear music and it's Summer Rae. She's returned to the WWE after filming The Marine. She makes her way to the ring. She grabs Fandango and locks a big kiss on him. She then takes Layla down and starts fighting. Fandango then finally pulls Layla and Summer Rae apart and they back up the ramp as Summer Rae looks on in the ring. The match never even officially began, so that was a waste of time. Back on Raw, the music of Daniel Bryan starts up and as expected the fans in London cheer for their champion, but Daniel Bryan does not make his way to the ring. Instead it's Stephanie McMahon. She's greeted by loud no chants by the WWE Universe. Stephanie says that tonight everyone should be chanting yes because Bryant had successful neck surgery. She says part 1 of his and Bree's wedding will be on Total Divas this weekend. Cheap plug by Stephanie there. Stephanie says that Daniel Bryan has inspired so many people and he's doing everything he can to overcome to come back to active competition. Stephanie says that she knows Daniel Bryan is listening and she has some bad news. She says she is contemplating stripping, well, before that actually I should say she mimics the English accent in a terrible attempt. Stephanie says she's contemplating stripping Bryan off the title. Very loud no chance at that stage. She says she could take the title and give it to Kane, or give it to Bad News Barrett, or give it to Batista. But she says if anyone does deserve to be the champion, it's her husband, Triple H. Stephanie says she's not going to strip Bryan off the title. She says she's demanding that Bryan show up at Raw on Monday and surrender the championship because that is what's best for business before Stephanie does leave the ring. Back on Raw, we are joined by 3MB who come out as the Union Jacks as they do when they're in the UK. Slater grabs a microphone and hypes London and the Union Jacks before he is cut off by the music of the ravishing Russian Lana. And she talks about Vladimir Putin and how we English fans are as mindless as the American fans, and that resistance is futile. As Rusev takes on Heath Slater, she points out Russia will take over England and America. Rusev as Heath Slater, Rusev hits his tilt-a-whirl slam and locks in the accolade for the submission victory. We go backstage where we see the Shield. Ambrose says that last week Triple H says that he wanted to teach the Shield a lesson. He says that Evolution is afraid of the Shield, but he hopes not because they want an Evolution that wants to fight. Reigns says that he got 9 stitches, but if that's all they got, they've got a lot of problems. Reigns says that they keep standing tall and they will never stop coming for them. Rollins says they keep trying to take them down. Then he says that Evolution tried to put him out of action, but they couldn't get the job done. Rollins says tonight he won't make any mistakes and he better believe that and believe in the Shield. Back on Raw, Alberto Del Rio is already inside of the ring as he will be going one-on-one with RVD in the second Beat the Clock challenge match. Not long to go on the clock. Del Rio goes for the kick to the head. RVD rolls out of the way, rolls up Del Rio for the 3 count. 4 minutes 15 RVD, which means RVD is currently the number 1 contender. Big E's out of the running. Renee Young is joined by John Cena. Cena says that if something isn't broke, don't fix it. Cena says that the arena is full of people following Bray Wyatt. He says at Payback, he will walk into an arena full of Bray Wyatt followers. Cena says that in the face of desperation, he doesn't run, he doesn't fear any man, and he will seize the moment. Cena says that he has the heart of a champion. The Usos join him and do a Samoan chant. We now join Evolution in the locker room. Triple H says that what happened to Reigns is just the beginning. Orton says that they need to take them out one by one. Triple H tells Batista to go out there and finish Rollins tonight. Batista says he's got it and he's going to do it all by himself. Back on Raw, we are joined by Seth Rollins. Rollins will be going one-on-one with Evolution member Batista. Triple H comes out with a microphone and says he will be the special guest ring announcer. He says as the COO, he needs to make sure that every match is as big as possible as he announces Randy Orton as the guest timekeeper as Batista makes his way to the ring. Seth Rollins versus Batista. Before the match can go ahead, Rollins grabs a microphone. He says he has some special guests of his own. He says the special guest commentators for this match will be Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Again, as you can expect, a big brawl, which I don't know what goes on. Rollins goes up to the top rope. Orton distracts the referee. Triple H pushes Rollins off the top rope. Ambrose and Reigns are now brawling with Triple H and Orton. Orton connects with a chair shot to the back of Reigns. Ambrose runs across the announce table and lands on Orton. Triple H grabs Ambrose and tosses him face first into the ring post. Rollins tries to attack Triple H, but Triple H catches him with a right hand. Batista connects with a spear to Rollins. Ambrose backdrops Triple H over the announce table. Reigns gets in the ring and hits a spear on Batista. All 3 members of the Shield are in the ring. They call for a triple powerbomb, but Orton distracts them so Batista can slide out the ring. Evolution back up the ramp as the Shield look on from the ring. I apologise if you didn't understand that. I didn't understand it myself, I'm being quite honest, and I don't know what the outcome was. Alicia Fox is in the ring. She will be going one-on-one with WWE Divas Champion Paige in a non-title match. Alicia Fox picks Paige up and tosses Paige into the ring post from the inside. Alicia connects with a kick to the face and pins the Divas Champion for the 3 count, winning by pinfall Alicia Fox. We go to the back where we see the Wyatt family. Harper tells Cena that he's playing a very dangerous game. He tells Cena to come out wherever he is. Bray says that it looks like Cena has brought reinforcements to the battlefield, that the Usos are just dominoes in the line, they will all fall down. Roman tells them to run. We're then joined by Mark Henry. He will be going one-on-one with Dolph Ziggler in the final match of the Beat the Clock challenge. Henry hits a power slam and covers for a 2 count. Henry picks Ziggler up. He goes for the world strongest slam, but Ziggler counters and hits the zigzag. He covers, but time runs out before the 3 count. After the match, RVD makes his way out from the back. He is now the new number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. RVD is attacked from behind by Bad News Barrett. Barrett has a microphone as expected, a very loud reaction. He says he has some bad news for RVD. He says because RVD beat the clock, he has to fight him for the Intercontinental Championship. He says not right now though, because we are in London, his capital city. He says that RVD set the best time tonight, but it was the English that set the time for the entire world. He says RVD that there is no way in the world that he's going to lose to a bloody Yank. Back on Raw, Renee Young is in the ring. She introduces Adam Rose. Adam Rose and his Rosebuds make their way to the ring. Adam says hello to Renee and to London, obviously as expected very hot amongst the London crowd. He asks where his cheeseburger is. He points out the Rosebud in the cheeseburger suit. Renee asks Rose what a Rosebud is. The crowd loudly start doing Rose's theme song. He says that everyone shouldn't be a lemon but to be a Rosebud. Roman says that they aren't targeting Swagger and Coulter and that they just need to stop being so grumpy. Everyone starts partying, but they are cut off by the patriotic music as Swagger and Coulter come out. Coulter asks Renee what she is doing in the ring with that thing. He calls all the Rosebuds Woodstock rejects. Coulter and Swagger then do get in the ring as Zeb tells Rose that he and the Rosebuds are the problem in this country. And there will be a problem here in London too. The crowd starts dancing to Rose's song again. Singing. Zeb asks everyone if they have taken any kind of medical test. He tells Rose that he's embarrassed him the past few weeks. He said that they should resolve this. He said he and Zeb should clear the ring and settle this right now. Swagger comes out of nowhere with a cheap shot to Rose. Swagger acts like he's going to attack the Rosebuds. Swagger turns around and Rose knocks him to the mat. Swagger bails out of the ring as Rose parties with Renee and the Rosebuds. Inside the ring as Swagger and Coulter look on, obviously teasing a match at Payback. Back on Raw, we are joined by John Cena, who will be going one-on-one with Luke Harper of the Wyatt family in our main event. John Cena with the Usos versus Luke Harper with Bray Wyatt and Rowan everyone in his corner. Towards the end, Bray Wyatt jumps in the ring and hits Sister Abigail on both Usos. Cena tosses Wyatt to the outside. Harper grabs Cena and connects with a Falcon Arrow for a close 2 count. Cena gets back to his feet and connects with Attitude Adjustment on Harper. Rowan then jumps in the ring and attacks John Cena. Referee calls for disqualification. Your winner by disqualification is John Cena. A good Raw, but obviously the best place to start off with that would be by saying well done to the London crowd. Played a massive part on the night, a lot better than most US crowds. In fact, I'd say perhaps not as good as the Raw after WrestleMania or any Chicago crowd. That's obviously different, but the London crowd, any of you are listening, absolutely brilliant on that night, reacting to everything, doing the English crowds proud. Even if some parts of Raw weren't that great, they reacted well. All in all, I'll give it a 4 out of 5 to be fair. 4 because I'd say they are giving the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship some more importance at last, which is key. So yeah, if you did watch SmackDown or Raw or both for that matter, please do let me know in any way and every way possible what you thought of the shows, what you did or didn't enjoy for that matter as well. Finally, let's move on to the news section just to continue with some updates from the massive stock worries last week. Basically, the big highlight there is all over news outlets. Vince McMahon roughly lost $340 million on a Friday. He has taken part in the conference call on Monday. When we do have details, I'm probably sure it'll be next week now. We'll let you know what the plan of action will be. Another new name being discussed for the 2015 WWE Hall of Fame class is Kevin Nash. He could possibly be inducted into the Hall of Fame as Diesel, similar to how Scott Hall was inducted as Razor Ramon a couple of months ago. Last month, sorry. As previously reported, 3 other names already being rumoured are The Rock, Rikishi, Mickey James, Goldberg and Sting are also rumoured as well, but obviously I doubt all of them will make it. They're probably going to save it for the next 2 or 3 years. According to sources, there has been a lot of talk within the WWE that the 2 to 3 months time off Daniel Bryan after his surgery on Thursday is the best case scenario. There are many concerned that he'll be out longer, obviously depending on how his recovery goes. Enzo Amore attended Friday night's WWE live event in Tampa, Florida. Amore was ringside for the Big Cass versus Sawyer Fulton match. According to sources, Amore has been working out in the ring recently, so he should be back sooner rather than later, which is good news for NXT fans. WWE announced the following dates for their return to Europe in the fall, which starts off with November 5th in London at Wembley, November 6th in Cardiff and Dublin. November 7th they hit Birmingham and Belfast. November 8th Manchester and Minehead. November 9th they hit Nottingham and Leeds. November 10th they have Raw live in Liverpool and then a standard house show in Bournemouth. November 11th again live in Liverpool for SmackDown, and a house show in Brighton. November 12th, they go to Paris and in Newcastle. November 13th, Madrid and Glasgow. November 14th, Milan and Braunschweig. And number 15th, Bolzano and Frankfurt to finish off the tour in Germany. There's speculation going around WWE that they're planning to do a new storyline similar to the Nation of Domination. This isn't confirmed, but it was mentioned by someone in the WWE when talking about how Rusev had wins over Xavier Woods, R-Truth and Kofi Kingston, and is now set to start a feud with Big E. That will be interesting if that goes ahead. A top independent wrestler, Willie Mack, who is best known for his ring work in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla and Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, is said to be on WWE's radar. Mack was offered a deal by the WWE after participating in a tryout earlier this year. Many already speculating that he's already signed, but he hasn't officially been signed yet. Hardcore Bob Holly was in an interview earlier this week, having his say on Dolph Ziggler, and says he should be world champion. I love this guy. He is the best talent. He has everything it takes to be number one. WWE sit there and they're always preaching that you gotta have the heart, desire, and will. You gotta work your butt off on. And it's like Sheamus was the world champion within 6 months. How did he deserve to be world champion? Don't insult the fans' intelligence by telling them it takes this and this and this to make to the top when it doesn't. It's Hunter's choice or whoever is at the round table. It's their choice. But Dolph Ziggler does sell tickets. How many times has Dolph Ziggler had to step it up and say, hey, look at me? Every time he's stepping in the ring, he's saying, look at me and look what I can do. The guy steals the show every single night at house shows. I would guarantee it. Strong words, and probably rightfully so as well. Dolph Ziggler is a very talented superstar, very underrated. Another Ring of Honor star, Kevin Steen, will be offered a WWE developmental deal. This is according to well-placed source. As noted before, they are looking at certain independent stars. One of those is Willie Mack, as I just mentioned. Total Divas has been renewed for the 3rd season, and now Rosa Mendez will also be joining the show. Happy days. Japanese star Kenta is rumoured to be joining the WWE, starting at NXT this summer, but he has issued a statement, and right now there's nothing I can say at this time. I will announce my plans when the time is right for me to announce them. Basically, I think he is waiting for his visa to be cleared before he can make any announcement. He's expected to hold a press conference in the next few days regarding his future. Former WWE and WCW superstar Bill Goldberg was the featured guest on this week's edition of Jim Ross's Ross Report podcast. When asked about wrestling one more match, Goldberg says that he's down to do it if the money is right. I don't think anyone's surprised by that statement. He went on to say that he's in great shape and works out in the gym 5 days a week. He also says that he wants his son to see him wrestle live at least once. When asked who he'd like to wrestle, Goldberg named Brock Lesnar, Triple H and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns came to mind specifically because of the days he was playing football at Georgia Tech. Basically, he's open to facing anybody as long as the angle itself makes sense. Demi O'Reilly LLP has put an official press release announcing that they too are investigating possible security fraud claims against the WWE. Their press release states, "We are investigating possible securities fraud claims against World Wrestling Entertainment resulting from inaccurate statements WWE made regarding its business practices, financial statements and prospects. Our investigation focuses on the extent to which WWE issued false and misleading statements regarding its business practices, financial statements, past and future business performances, and prospects. Specifically, WWE statements that it would double the value of its domestic contracts for its 2 most popular shows, Monday Night and Friday Night SmackDown, and that the prospects for its recently launched streaming video network were also were strong, were false, and misleading. Interesting times ahead for the WWE. Let's hope this is just a minor bump in the road for the company and there are no problems. Here is the updated lineup for the May 29th live WWE NXT TakeOver special on the WWE Network. Bo Dallas versus Big E. If Bo Dallas loses, he must leave NXT. I'm sure you can guess which way that will go. The Ascension defend their NXT Tag Team Championships against the team of El Local and Kalisto. Vacant NXT Women's Championship match, Charlotte takes on Natalya. And the NXT title match, Adrian Neville defends the gold against Tyson Kidd. Finally, the updated payback card. The Shield take on Evolution in a 6-man elimination tag team match in no holds barred stipulation. Bray Wyatt takes on John Cena in a last man standing match. Bad News Barrett defends the Intercontinental Championship against RVD. There are other rumoured matches which could be confirmed in the upcoming week of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. They are, obviously we saw Paige and Alicia Fox battle it out for 2 weeks. That could make the event. The Usos could defend their gold against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. Adam Rose is likely to take on Jack Swagger. Sheamus could defend his United States Championship against Cesaro. So do stay tuned to Raw and SmackDown next week to see what goes down with those, but we will cover it next week on the podcast as well. And albeit it's short, that is it for the news section. If there is any news of your own that is WWE related, not TNA, because you know I'm not the biggest fan, please do let us know and we will mention it. Moving on, not ending the show in usual practice for the last few weeks. There's just two things I want to talk about. I want to look at. I wrote these pieces, which obviously you can read my work at www.givemesport.com/Raza/Ghazi. Some of my followers message me on Twitter mainly, asking about NXT. Obviously, I got my information from Imran before he's got me into it. I'm hooked on NXT, and they asked me who they should follow and support. So I wrote a piece on Give Me Sport. It's basically a simple guide to NXT on who you should support and follow as they aim to get to the main roster. As we know, NXT is taking the WWE by storm. It doesn't matter if you're an active viewer of the developmental program, but it is almost a certainty that some of your future favourite superstars are competing on NXT right now. As we know, fans have warmed up to the likes of the Shield and the Wyatt family, two popular teams that work throughout NXT, but it's a shame that most of their fans weren't aware of who they were before they made their main roster debuts. I mean, you can imagine just how much better the reaction the Shield would have received when the Hounds of Justice made their explosive main roster debut at Survivor Series, when they took out Ryback, if they actually tuned into NXT to watch what the Shield is about. Or even the Wyatt family, their debut would have been even more highly anticipated if fans tuned in to see what the Wyatt family were about in NXT and how they came together, rather than judging their debut because of their weekly vignettes we saw. Nevertheless, it is a great time for NXT. It's great to see former NXT superstars are receiving the recognition they do rightfully deserve. And to avoid such a thing happening again, or to stay one step ahead of your friends, I've put together a simple NXT guide where you can go back to watch these superstars, ultimately pick out your favourite superstar to support in their potential journey to the main roster. Obviously, there are a number of NXT superstars competing in the developmental territory right now, but I've picked out the superstars that excel in certain areas and are quite likely to make the jump to the main roster and succeed. Again, thanks to Imran for this. He's helped me become a better fan of NXT. And as I said, I'm hooked on this. I find it at times better than Raw. So yeah, the ones I've selected that you should keep your eye on and pick as your favourites. To start off, Adrian Neville. I can't stress enough just how brilliant Adrian Neville is. He may not be the typical superstar the WWE look for to be the next big thing in the WWE, but we have seen smaller superstars break that barrier with the likes of Rey Mysterio and even Daniel Bryan most recently. Adrian Neville may be small, but he is just as talented and definitely one of the top two most talented superstars in NXT today. If you are a fan of a great in-ring competitor, brilliant high flyer, and a likeable superstar, then I'd suggest you start following Adrian Neville. The man that gravity forgot. He certainly lives up to that moniker with his consistently impressive matches. The standards of his matches, I can easily say they will make it onto any WWE pay-per-view. He is that good. He might not be the best of talkers on the microphone, not the most comfortable, but you can't blame him. He has this very strong Geordie accent, which may be difficult for the American audience to understand, but his wrestling skills do most of the talking. He has the look of a future superstar. He's built like an action figure, something you find out in like a video game. He is primed for success in the main roster. Again, he is someone you should hold in high regards. Aiden English, another superstar. If you are a fan of somebody who is naturally gifted on the microphone, comfortable on the big stage, and generally a fan of smaller superstars, then Aiden English is the superstar you should follow. He isn't the biggest of athletes in WWE, but that doesn't really matter, as we are aware, as he is one of the best in NXT on the microphone, perhaps levels above the majority of talent currently competing there. Picking up on microphone skills is something you do learn there, but Aiden English is already excelling in that department, so he is one step ahead there. His journey to the main roster, I think, will be an interesting one. He has a brilliant gimmick. He utilises his, I think it's a theatre gimmick. Well, not a gimmick, he actually has a background in theatre, and this allows him to be a natural performer unlike others. He shows his talents by singing in a different song in his entrance each time he's performing. Very unique NXT superstar, and if you are looking to support an unorthodox superstar, then I'd say Aiden English is the man you go for. If you're an old school tag team wrestling fan, then I suggest you look no further than the Ascension. The team of Connor and Victor have run riot in the tag team division and currently hold the NXT tag team titles. Their distinct dark gimmick was one which was over with the fans. They were even touted to be the team assisting Kane in taking out the Shield at WrestleMania. Instead, as we know, the New Age Outlaws took on that task. There's no secret that the Ascension would have been the better option. I don't think neither man reeks charisma, but they are fortunate that they play their roles so well. They're both dark, both tough. They both translate that to the ring, and they showcase it with their performances week in, week out. Solid in-ring competitors. They complement each other very well. They have the potential to be very successful because of that gimmick. We've seen gimmicks such as the Legion of Doom, even Demolition, Axe and Smash. They all work well because they complement each other, and there aren't many more tag teams that do that. And Ascension, I'd say, are one of the most perfect teams. A main roster push, I'd say, is due very soon, as teams are breaking up thick and fast in the WWE. I think the Rose Brothers are next. But yeah, as I said, if you are a tag team fan, then I recommend you start following Connor and Victor, the Ascension. Another one I've combined. I think there's no one without the other. Enzo Amore and Big Cass, bada boom, the realest guys in the room. You are forced to like them because they are so charismatic, equally as impressive inside the ring. They have a unique ring presence, and they don't look like actual superstars you would want to watch. But once you do tune into what Enzo Amore and Big Cass have to offer, you will be left tuning in every single week. They're a completely different team to the Ascension, just as talented, if not more talented, purely because they are so comfortable on the microphone. Witty one-liners, the way they bounce off each other is unlike any other team in NXT. Well, we'll be lucky to witness that on the main roster when they do eventually make that jump. Their distinct New Jersey accents make them stand out from others. Not many superstars will be able to make a word such as soft so popular. I mean, Enzo Amore always says it's soft, S-A-W-F-T. I don't even know how to pronounce that in a New Jersey accent. That trends, all over social media, all over NXT every single week. Not a lot of people can do that. But yeah, if you are a fan of charismatic superstars, good in-ring workers, likable guys, what you enjoy, then you'll be wise to select Enzo Amore and Big Cass as your favourite superstars. Kalisto is another superstar like Rey Mysterio. He's taken the WWE Universe by surprise when he debuted in the WWE. Although he's had a pretty solid bout in WCW, that's Rey Mysterio obviously. His high-flying style was exciting for most fans in WWE, and that means Kalisto is another superstar you should be excited by if you're a big fan of the high-flying style. He might not be the biggest superstar in the company, but he will certainly be a star attraction on the main roster. Star attraction in the WWE equals big bucks, so there's a good chance Kalisto could be on the main roster very soon. He's teaming with El Local right now, as we know he is Ricardo Rodriguez, which is good. This will allow him to hone his skills before making the jump to the main roster. But yeah, great in-ring skills to succeed, great to watch, fans always on his side, and if you do enjoy high-flying action, Kalisto is your man. Mojo Rawley, if you're a fan of what the WWE likes to see as the face of the company, a big imposing figure who remains athletic, then Mojo Rawley is someone you should follow and support. He's a beast inside the ring, very quick for his size, and you just can't help but to like someone so genuine, full of energy. He shows inside the ring. He may not be the best of ring competitors, but you got to give him some credit. He's come very far in such a short amount of space, quickly improving every week, and he could be a big hit on the main roster if his gimmick remains popular. He is one to keep an eye on right now. He certainly will be a big star wherever he goes. Sami Zayn, my top pick. I'm sure a lot of people's top pick as well. He's one of my favourite superstars. Still in NXT, and it shows what impact NXT has on the fans, and I highly recommend you jump on the Sami Zayn bandwagon now before he does make his guaranteed main roster debut. He is just that good. On the microphone, you can get the audience on his side without saying many words. Likeable, genuine superstar. He's travelled all over the world, wrestling in so many countries. You can see that wrestling is his passion, and that he converts the passion into every single one of his performances. Incredible in the ring, perhaps one of the best in the company today. And if you don't watch NXT, you will be mesmerised with what he can pull off in the ring. The man is heading towards greatness at this early stage. He has the look, the skill, he will be marketable. Sami Zayn deserves more attention than he's already getting, and he's my top pick as a superstar you should pick as your favourite and follow. Finally, the superstar I've picked out is Tyler Breeze. The self-proclaimed gorgeous one has taken NXT by storm ever since he was repackaged from Mike Dalton. His selfie gimmick and attitude in general has resulted in many comparisons to the Ben Stiller comedy flick Zoolander. He's interesting. His gimmick gets people interested. That is key. People say it will be similar to Fandango, but I can actually see him being more successful than Fandango. He is honing his skills a lot longer in NXT. Great in the ring, good on the microphone, obviously comfortable on camera. Is he marketable? I think so. I think with his gimmick, he probably can shift thousands of shirts and other merchandise. So I think it's safe to say he will be a main roster superstar very soon. But yeah, if you do watching charismatic superstars on your television sets, I recommend you check out Tyler Breeze. So that's a quick guide on NXT. If that does help you and you are interested in any certain superstars, please do let us know which NXT superstar you will be backing and supporting. Now then, Daniel Bryan could be stripped off the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Will he? Won't he? We'll have to watch Monday Night Raw to tune in and see what happens. But is an interim champion a better option? Is there Kane, somebody else? But yeah, in my article, which you can read online, I will give you the link, I've basically written who I think are the ideal candidates to be interim champions if it does come to that. Obviously, I'm not going to read out the full article, that we'll probably be here for another 45 minutes. So just to go through, I've picked Bray Wyatt, John Cena, Kane, Triple H and Brock Lesnar as my candidates for potential interim champions. Right now, I don't think Roman Reigns is ready for the gold. He needs Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, and the longer he stays with them, the better it will be for his career. And when he eventually does go solo, Cesaro is in a similar situation. He still needs time to get over as a face. He still needs Paul Heyman. So I think the people I've chosen are ideal. Please do let me know what you think. www.givemesport.com/Raza-Ghazi to read all my work, including these articles. Give me feedback, comments, criticize if you have to. Anything and everything, I will read it. But yeah, what do you think, or who do you think will be a worthy champion, or do you think Daniel Bryan should keep hold of the gold? But guys, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you come back next week with the next episode. Please continue to like, comment, recommend, and please subscribe. All that fun stuff. I will be back next week with the final card and predictions to both NXT TakeOver and Payback, and I will see you then. Take care.